everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Heather with Rose Hill Paper Cottage, and today I am sharing a guest design team project for RaindropLila. Lydia recently created this gorgeous collection of papers and tags and all kinds of different, pieces to use called RoseRed EverGreen. And I immediately fell in love, and I saw that, and it just reminded me of the coziness of home and decorating. And that's what this became. This became a home for the holidays, like a decorator book, where I wanted everything to be really textural, like this tag, where I used actual fabric pieces from her collection and just kind of made things come alive of what you would look at, when you were deciding on wrapping paper and, home decor items. So, and I'll show how I did the fabric pieces on there a little bit later, but I loved adding those to that tag that she already has. And then here's some snippets of trims. I thought that was a neat touch. Just little snippets of things that you would collect or keep or ideas. So on the cover, there is authentic wallpaper. It's a gorgeous piece. And then there's also authentic ledger. I did not seal these, but you could seal these with a spray sealer, obviously protecting that velvet spine there. But that's gorgeous, isn't it? It's just so pretty. I just love how it turned out. I always give it a nice little, bend, because it kind of stiffens with the glue and stuff over time. But I added a double pocket to the front there using a couple of her tags from the kit. And then you're going to see kind of a lot of, swatches and just, scraps of things, of ideas, of just, collecting, everything together to choose a color palette. On the back there is authentic music paper and also piano roll paper. And then I just added this cozy tag because that's what home is, or it is to me. It's cozy, and I like it to be welcoming. And so you want the same thing at the holidays for family and friends and for everybody to just gather and just love on each other. Okay, maybe everybody doesn't love on each other, but you get what I mean. So I used a lot of just different papers that just really just conveyed that feeling. And you're going to see where I use a lot of these scraps of fabric, which I'm going to show you at the end of the video, where I just kind of layered them, as I would if I'm just kind of laying out things and choosing stuff. Maybe I want to make some pillows for my couch, or a kitchen towel or something. So I just loved adding all these textural elements, on the various pages. So I created just a tiny little bag here, and it just has a lot of different little pieces in it. There's some washi tape, so you just have to peel off the back. There's labels and handmade paper, and then a tag I made, and then one of the tags from the kits. And then I fell in love with this old envelope. I just thought it was so gorgeous. It's so grungy, and I just love it. And the pattern inside, it's like a wallpaper. I love the floral, look to it. And I don't know. I just felt like this is where it was supposed to be. And then I added another, piece of fabric with that handmade paper deer inside. And then there's the other side of it. And then another, piece of, that's an actual French ledger piece on top of this ledger paper that I have all folded up there. And that's an authentic piece of wallpaper there, the red. And then I just did a little bit of collaging at the top. And then there's another one of those cupcake liner trees that I had so much fun making. But this is what you'll see, just lots of layering and places to write, secret little spots. I love that about, journals, adding those bits in. So I am going to include all those little fabric pieces. And so you could do that same thing that I did on the tag. You could do it in this center page spread as well, where you can just add your little bits. All you need is really a glue stick. And then this angel was from a card, and I just made it into a tag and just thought it was just really pretty right there. And then this is going to be kind of fun. So that's a tag from one of her kits, and you open it up and it's just kind of like wrapped around that paper there. So you can also put some, you know, some little secret things inside. Some more scraps of fabric. Another tag and more writing space. And then this pocket is just filled with all sorts of cuteness. Isn't that so cute? You might notice I got a little bit wild with the glass glitter on those hole reinforcements, but I just think they're fun. More writing space. And then this is a button card, which you'll see on the back, but I just added all these colorful scraps to it and then just added an authentic button there. And then that flips open, so that's authentic ledger with lots of writing space on the back side of it. And then here I use this Dolly Madison cakes. I just thought that that was like so perfect for this type of journal with the deer and some of her other papers. This is actually like my favorite print. I just love that print so much. I'm forever wiping away glitter. So if you don't like glitter, you may not want this journal. So there's some more scraps on the back of this. So lots of like different little writing spaces. And actually you could tear those off if you wanted to use them somewhere. So, you know, there's just a lot of different ways that you can incorporate things in journals. So here's another pocket. And oh my goodness. I told you the addiction is so real with these cute little presents. So thank you, Rhonda, again for, you know, inspiring. I just love how these turned out with their cute little mini tags. Oh my goodness. So I wrapped these presents in some of RaindropLila's, her actual, you know, printables. I thought that was so cute. And then there's like a little list pad, like if you want to like write down who needs their gifts. And here's another piece of like washi. And then a little tag at the bottom that says gift. So this opens up and there's more goodies. So more layering and tags and baking receipts. And this actually does say December from 1935. And more writing space. I just love this journal so much. I think it really turned out so good. And then a button card at the back there. So in this, I added a lot of the cards. So she has this in a separate kit where you can print out all these. And I mean, there's loads. There's just so many different ones. And so I put ones that kind of resonate to me with, you know, being at the home and entertaining, you know, family and friends and all that sort of stuff. And then I filled that bag with just a bunch of other things that, you know, could be used throughout the journal. There's handmade paper, and there's authentic ephemera and snowflakes and things like that. So I just thought it was just a fun little bag of goodies to use. And then there's a lace pocket. Look how cute that is. That is so cute. So I hand cut the holly leaves and then, you know, stitched on the buttons. And I just think that's so adorable. So now I'm going to talk about how I did the fabric. And it's actually really, really easy to do. You know, by all means, you can ask me questions below, but I'll kind of talk you through this whole thing. So she has a pattern on there that has all these snippets of the fabrics, you know, just ready to print. So what I use is this is printer-friendly sticker paper. So, you know, where you could make your own stickers. But I'm not going to use it that way. I'm going to actually pull off the sticker adhesive and put it onto fabric. Now this is just cotton fabric. You can see my little fringe there. Just plain old cotton fabric. This happens to be an old sheet that I'm using, and I've stripped it down to the kind of the size that I need. Now you could iron this, and you probably should. It would be easier to work with if you don't want it wrinkled and all that sort of stuff. Me, I'm going to live on the edge here, and I'm not going to do that. So by all means, you should iron it first. So I'm just going to start in one corner and just kind of work my way up, pull the fabric taut a bit, and then just, you know, press it all out. I filmed this on a different day, which is why you see my wardrobe change, if you noticed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim around this entire piece. I don't want anything to get caught in the printer. So preparation, you know, and having this done really well is key here. So I'm going to trim as close as possible to the actual paper backing there, at least on the three sides that would be fed into the printer itself. You could obviously leave one end, like the very end that doesn't go in first. You could kind of leave it a little bit more free, like how I did on that original when I showed you the fringe. So I'm just kind of, you can see my wrinkles, you know, pretty much, you know, it doesn't take much to just kind of push them out. But really, just iron your fabric and then you won't have to do that part. I don't mind the wrinkle. I think I do kind of zoom in close up to the actual fabric and you kind of see that. I like that worn look. So I'm going to cut this. And then another thing that I do to make sure it'll go through the printer without anything affecting the rollers is I'm going to use some athletic tape. Now, athletic tape you can get, you know, at the dollar store, you can get it, at, you know, in the pharmacy area. And it's just this, you know, it's this very thin cloth type tape that tears. So you don't have to cut it. It'll just tear off. They do make a fabric one, and I haven't used that one, and I think that would be kind of thick. So I would recommend this more paper tape. And I use it at the end, the very, very end. So think about like your border that's around, you know, so it might get on your tape a little bit if you go over a little bit too much, but you know, you can kind of see how I'm doing it and the side that the fabric's on. But in the end, you know, I mean, it doesn't bother me if, you know, some of the image gets on the tape. And then I feed that through. So you're going to feed it through, making sure that tape is, you know, good. And then whichever way your fabric goes, I lay my fabric face down, and that's how it feeds through my printer. So that's another important thing. You'll want to know what side is my printer printing on. I would not recommend this for laser printers because they could melt that adhesive and then that would not be good. This would definitely just be for like an inkjet printer. So now I'm going to show here how I pull that tape off, and I actually use this tape quite a few times, you know, over and over and over and over again. And you can actually use the adhesive if you're a lot nicer about taking it off. But because I'm doing this video, I'm just doing it a lot quicker. So I'm not very gentle with it. And, you know, you'll see I wouldn't probably put it through my printer again with the way that I tore this fabric off. So this is not going to be, you know, color safe or anything. If you get this wet, it's going to bleed. It's not, you know, they do sell specific fabric for this, you know, for the computer or for the printer. But this is, you know, it is what it is. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Oh, and Merry Christmas.